Hey guys, I know it's been like a year since I made a video, and I just wanted to apologize for that. I just got really discouraged, and I was going through things that, in my relationship with God, that I just couldn't handle, and I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know how to do it, and you know, making these videos would have been a lot better than just me stopping and not being there for anybody else besides myself. So I am sorry about that. And as you can see, nothing's changed. I'm still recording unprofessionally. I'm still recording in my room, and I still don't have a camera that I got fixed. So it's pretty steady. I'm doing pretty good with that whole thing. Well, while I was discouraged and all that stuff, I was angry with God, and I know some people are you can't be angry with God, don't do that, and that's a no-no, blah, 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 and it really is, and it was a whole thing that I had to work out with me and God, and I didn't realize it at that time, and I thought this was all God's fault, you called me to do this, you called me to help people, and I'm getting discouraged, and I don't know what to do, I was lost, I felt lost, but God was really just trying to find me, and He had found me. It was just, I wasn't letting Him in. So, throughout that whole situation, throughout this whole season of my life, I have been very angry and not understanding and not understanding things that I just don't get, like why they happen the way that they happen, all that stuff. And I know a lot of people go through that. And so this devotion today is going to be about anger. And the devotions that I'm going to try to start back doing are not going to be every day, just because I have school and work and all that kind of stuff, which is no excuse, but I just don't have have the time to make a video and sit down, all that stuff. But I will be doing at least one or two a week, and I'll try to do as many as I possibly can. There might be every day. I might get time to do one every day. But enough blabbing about that. I was reading a devotion about Joyce Myers, which I read every single day. I just go to Google, type in Joyce Meyer devotion, because she has a daily devotion. And you can also go on your YouVersion Bible on your phone, if you have like an app store or something, and you can download that. But she had a devotion about anger, and she had a quote that started off and it said, God says that a person who can control his or her anger is better and mightier than an individual who can take a whole city. And when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, that's crazy. Because, if you think about it, it's like, that's a whole entire city. Like, try to take on the city where you live in, taking that on, you think you were like king of the world or queen of the world, like you could literally stand on top of the world. That's what you would feel like. But something so small as saying, I'm not gonna let that bother me, is even more than that. And that just blew my mind. It blew my mind. And in Proverbs 29:11 it says, a fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise man keeps himself under control. So you would be a fool to tell somebody how you feel and how angry you are at them and all this stuff, when in reality you understand, they understand, everybody understands that it's just gonna blow over. So you wasting your time and making yourself stress out and feel bad and making somebody else feel bad and all that kind of stuff is just really a waste of time. And throughout that whole season of my life of being angry with God and with people and not understanding things, I wish I would have known to just say, it's okay. It's really nothing, my God is bigger than these problems that I have. You have the faith of a mustard seed, and that can move mountains. Sometimes it blows my mind how amazing God is, because you literally don't think about it, because our human minds don't think as mighty as God's mind does, and it's I see this as a really big deal, but in reality it's not a big deal. It'll really just blow over, whether it takes a day, a week, a month, or a year, it'll blow over. And you just got to keep looking at the bright side of things, because if you keep looking at the dark side of things, then everything's going to be dark. You're never going to see any light. You're never going to think that there's an end to this tunnel that you're in. But if you look at the bright side of things, like sometimes, yeah, it rains. And sometimes the sun doesn't come out. And sometimes it's cloudy. And sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side. But as long as you continue to water that grass that you want to be greener, it'll get greener. And the sun will come out. And it'll grow, and flowers will grow, and things will just blossom. And that's just how life is. Whatever you want to happen, you just keep putting forth effort to it, and it'll happen. And just trusting in God, and it'll happen. Because everything happens through Him. So, in conclusion, that's all I have to say. And I'm really happy that I'm doing this again, because I wish I wouldn't have stopped. And no matter if anybody sees this or not, I hope it helps somebody. And y'all have a good night.